Shawnee, Oklahoma tonight, the site of Invicta FC 32. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie, Fire Lake Casino Arena. Touch of gloves for Verbeek in the pink. Paprocki in the black with pink trim.
I like Paprocki's motion. You know, she's moving her head around. She's keeping her legs in motion, trying to make sure the the Fight Queen, which I think is just a fantastic name, doesn't get a beat on her. And she grabbed her leg right there, ate a couple shots.
Verbeek said that her kickboxing game obviously is prevalent. We've seen that, but she thinks that there are still different approaches to kickboxing. She had to refine her style a little bit for mixed martial arts. She said it wasn't just going out there and kickboxing like she does in the Glory ring. So we'll see what kind of adjustments she does make here tonight.
Yeah, and one of those adjustments, I'm guessing, is working with the cage. We saw in that last fight how much the cage plays a factor in clinch work.
Saw the quick knees there and an elbow for good measure by Verbeek, but now she's pressed up against the fence. Underhook here employed by Paprocki, but not very comfortable here.
You can see the way Verbeek is wedging her head away, trying to keep her from getting underneath.
Now really digging is Verbeek trying to peel her off.
Yeah, Paprocki's moving to try and get kind of a high crotch position. You can see her sneaking that leg around, trying to off-balance her. But yeah, from this position, it's a little bit hard to see, but it looks like the head is wrapped up pretty well there, and she's going to try and flip her over.
And this is really the adjustment that Verbeek needed to make coming over to mixed martial arts. Now we see almost takedown there by Paprocki.
So, yeah, Paprocki's got her hands locked underneath the rear end of Verbeek, and that's a great position to be in if you can lift her up from the cage. Nicely done with the trip.
Now we'll see Verbeek try to show off her ground skills. Paprocki in business here. Trying to pass the guard is the Denver native. 2 minutes down here in round number 1. Some right hands to the body by Paprocki.
You see Verbeek's trying to establish a better position and also trying to just lock her in. She looks a little bit fish out of water right there, TJ, but we don't know. She may have been really getting some good ground skills. I like the way she's yanking on the head like that. That's really frustrating her opponent. Trying to control the inside line. It's almost like a plum right there. Now you can see that leg over the top is actually putting her at a position where she can launch some good ground and pound. She has to be very careful of her balance, Paprocki.
Verbeek training for a mixed martial arts debut. This is something that I think is probably a little bit different in the training room as opposed to being in the actual cage. It's hard to figure out how the cage can be your friend in a position like this, and Verbeek needs to make it her friend here.
She does, TJ. She's locked her legs up around Paprocki, when in fact she needs to be using her legs to create leverage so she can get her back to the cage and use it to get up. She's actually pulling herself parallel to the cage, which makes it harder to get up. There's some sweeps that are available right there, but you know, I'm not sure if she can disrupt the balance of the other fighter or not.
Verbeek doing a fine job at controlling the posture of Paprocki, not really letting her make a ton of space to really rain down the punishment.
Yeah, I really like the way she's controlling the head, TJ. It does make it harder for Paprocki to launch an attack. You can see the grinding of the head right there.
90 seconds here. I mean, Verbeek needs to do something more than just controlling her posture. I mean, the offensive output from Paprocki is enough to keep the referee from intervening. Paprocki had control of her left arm there for a brief moment, but Verbeek got it back.
Yeah, you can see she was almost like going, Verbeek was trying to go for some sort of underhook sweep, but Paprocki used it to her advantage to pull out of there and start slamming. I really like that ground and pound when her hand is free, but Paprocki is being trapped, her upper body's being trapped, making most of the shots kind of lower body knees, which is very painful.
Now controlling that left arm is Paprocki, unable to maintain the position, and Verbeek able to get back to her guard.
Yeah, you can see she wrapped that up pretty quickly. She knows what she's like, she knows what position she doesn't want to be in right. But you can see that Paprocki is using her head, trying to get leverage so she can pull her arms free. And Isis Verbeek isn't doing enough to kind of push her away and get out.
A foot on the hip here now for Verbeek. 30 seconds left in the opening round. The guard is open here.
Thank you.
Looks like she's
hey, now put your weight down. There's too
maybe
much
trying
space.
for is she trying to make space with that foot on the hip there, Julie?
You know, I think she is, but I think with the other leg wrapped over the top, it's kind of difficult for her to use one with the other unless she really ties up one of the arms or she gets that launch of her hips to the side.
5 minutes in the books here between Kathryn Paprocki and Isis Verbeek. Paprocki had to eat some punishment early, but she got the fight into a clinch position, got the takedown, and really took over from there. Headed to round number 2, Kathryn Paprocki, Isis Verbeek. Strawweights inside the Invicta FC cage, live tonight in Shawnee on UFC Fight Pass. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie. See that head movement again on display by Paprocki, pawing with the jab. Verbeek hitting her with some shots here. Verbeek, a kickboxer, has never had to go, 5 minutes in one round before. We'll see if, that taxes her a little bit differently than, kickboxing matches do.
And she's shifting ever so slightly and trying to stay in a position where she won't be pushed straight back, and she's finding little shots, which those look actually very hard. What she needs to not do is get past that middle runner, right? So that ooh, nice shot there.
Beautiful left hand, finds a home for the Glory veteran.
And she retook the center there. Unfortunately, she lost at the end to Paprocki, but Paprocki's, kind of using her front hand to guide and push, and Isis Verbeek's looking for those counter shots.
It's important that Verbeek stays aggressive as well. In the first round, she got that plum clinch, landed some knees, but ultimately got taken down. She can't change her aggressive nature when it comes to striking because she fears the takedown. And thus far through round number 2, I think she's still being more aggressive, being true to her style of fighting.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot straight down the middle. What she needed to change was her footwork, right? Not going straight back. And so going side to side, moving laterally so she doesn't get pinned against the cage is what she needs to do. Here she needs to come back to the center. You can see Paprocki was looking for an opportunity to push her, and she rightly circles to her right and comes right back to center again.
Paprocki's confidence growing a little bit, staying on the feet here, but you see that explosive striking ability there of Verbeek. Even when she doesn't land, the strikes come so fast.
She's extremely fast, TJ. And you can see that Paprocki, even though she's confident in her striking, wants to, nice reversal on the ground, wants to get the fight to the ground.
Paprocki shutting down the guard there of Verbeek, not able to get the full guard, half guard employed here.
Now, with control of the head, Verbeek actually has to find a way to launch an offense here. She's got to make sure she can move or sweep, or move her hips or sweep, or find some way to actually look like, she's getting some damage done. Otherwise, she's going to be, again, on the bottom, eating shots and basically defensive.
Yeah, very defensive is Isis Verbeek. Would you like to see her change her arm positioning? I know sometimes you need to get that underhook to change position. She's just really grabbing onto the head and getting overhooked.
Yeah, it's grabbing onto the head is actually slowing down her game. That slows down the punches from the top, but it also does not allow you to launch any sort of significant offense. I think if she gets a left underhook and she shifts her hips, she'll be able to do a little bit more work.
Get your left knee out a little more, keep your balance.
Paprocki working here from the half guard. Nice elbow to the body of Verbeek.
And Verbeek's not really doing anything to move her hips. She's kind of given that mount take if she doesn't start shifting.
See if Paprocki looks to pass the guard or if she is content here to strike. Again, Verbeek really holding on to that head.
Yeah, she's holding on. She wrapped herself up so she could get that leg a little bit more trapped. But, yeah, over the head like that is not actually her friend. You can see Paprocki's trying to get control of that wrist underneath. Verbeek says, no way, just lock that head back down.
And it's one thing to hold on to try to force a referee to stand them up, but she's holding on and keeping Paprocki close, but not shutting down the strikes of her opponent.
Yeah, and there's that mount take that she was kind of giving up. She had the opportunity to get a butterfly hook there.
Nice shoulder shrug there by Kathryn Paprocki. Verbeek covering up.
Big strikes here from Paprocki.
Paprocki knows she's in a good position, now trying to rain down the strikes.
And you can see Isis Verbeek knows she cannot be still here. She cannot be flat. She's got to stay in motion. She's pushing off of those legs. Now, Paprocki went for an armbar. Found that she did, oh, wow, that looked like a headbutt to me.
Very close. Maybe the referee's calling it. He is. I think it was an accident. She was going for a shoulder shrug, but unfortunately landed with the headbutt. And, oh, wow. Referee taking away a point. That will change change the entire narrative of the second round.
It will, and you know, I don't know, I can't see the damage done on her face from that, but those, yeah, there's pretty big welt. Skull on skull is very painful.
45 seconds left in the round. It's a round that Kathryn Paprocki has controlled thus far, but now Verbeek trying to take over. Knees to the body here by the kickboxer. Nice elbow. Paprocki rushing forward, able to get back to the clinch. 30 seconds left in the round.
Now when she lets Paprocki get inside control, that's when Paprocki is able to work and she's able to get her to the ground. She needs to keep, if she's going to do that clinch work, she needs to keep her hips far away and start wrenching the head. This position is not good for Isis Verbeek. She's got a little bit of, you know, kind of muscling out of it, but you can see eventually Paprocki is able to pull her to the ground by shifting her balance and weight.
Referee immediately saw it and did not waste any time, taking away a point from Kathryn Paprocki. Third and final round underway. Kathryn Paprocki has been in control of this one, but we've seen Isis Verbeek have some moments with that striking. She really needs to make one of those moments count here in this third round.
She does, TJ. She needs to go for the kill at this point. She needs to get a knockout.
Credit to Paprocki as well. She's never really taken a step backwards in this fight.
No, she's relentless in that forward pressure. She really is confident that her strikes will get her to the position that she wants to be, and they have so far. She's been eating some shots on the way in, though.
Paprocki right back to work, looking for that takedown. Verbeek able to stifle it for the time being, but now in on a single leg is the Denver native.
Verbeek's trying to kind of lock up with an arm-in guillotine right there. I'm not sure how successful that's going to be, but Paprocki does have her head forward and her hips away. She needs to get her hips a little bit closer if she wants to complete a takedown here.
Widening her base is Verbeek. Well, it's not a submission. I think it is, you know, really keeping her on her feet thus far here in this third round.
It is. It's a little bit reminiscent of what's happening on the ground. Just wrapping up that head is going to keep her from being able to launch those hard strikes. However, it does kind of keep the action from happening. It slows things down. She's not able to strike her. And once again, Paprocki takes advantage of the position to take her to the ground. Now, again, we're in an arm-in guillotine. It's a difficult position to finish.
Trying to wrap up that guard is Verbeek. She loses control of the head. Right back to half is Kathryn Paprocki.
Now this is actually an opportunity for Paprocki to rest and kind of get her wits about her, you know. She ate some pretty hard knees on the way in from that clinching position on her feet, but she has to finish, I think, in this round, or she has to look for that finish and really make a statement here because of that loss of a point.
Isis Verbeek, a work in progress when it comes to mixed martial arts. Kathryn Paprocki, I think, is pretty confident that Verbeek really doesn't have much but a defensive nature on the floor, and she's been able to be in control because of it.
It's true. Never underestimate the strength of underhooks, especially on the ground. Verbeek is just not really underhooking and, you know, using leverage points to get out of bottom position.
Quick, short little hammer fist there by Paprocki.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. Hey, we're halfway through. Look at the way she wedged there to throw that elbow at the top. That's very nice. She's wedging on the neck right there, which is an uncomfortable position, but not illegal. But pushing on the head and sliding to that elbow can really cause some damage.
Yes, high output. You have 2 minutes left in all the cardio in the world.
We saw Paprocki get the mount earlier in the fight. That's where the accidental headbutt came, and a lot of fighters prefer this half guard position to do some ground and pound because it allows you to control your opponent.
It does. It gives you a position, you know that you can even move forward to a mount, like as she did right there, but you have a nice position to base. And again, mount for Paprocki. Oh, her mount is a little high. She's trying to set up that arm bar, and it looks like she's in it.
Kathryn Paprocki in business. Isis Verbeek trying to defend. A lot of time here for Kathryn Paprocki to wrap up this arm. Is Verbeek safe here? Looks like
she's pulled her elbow out, but she's not doing enough to get to her feet right there. She should be in Scramble City right there and not seating her back, or well, the mount.
Back to mount is Paprocki. Verbeek trying to induce a scramble.
And I actually don't like that stepping over the arm that she's doing right there. I think she's much better to play up and down with her mount like this and keep those hands. Those hands are punching her from the bottom, but she's getting very significant strikes on top.
Still a lot of time here for Paprocki to secure a stoppage. Not controlling the posture once again is Isis Verbeek.
And this is where Paprocki really has to be careful and not lose position and just keep her composure, wedge her way out, and find some of those strikes again.
Paprocki not slowing down with offense here.
Isis Verbeek needs to be bucking those hips and trying to shrimp off of that buck, combining those two techniques, because she does have an arm wrapped up, which gives her that position to move to if she tries. She's not getting enough of that twist, though, and she's in a position where she's getting hit pretty hard.
More short little left hands there by Paprocki. Again, putting that leg over the right arm of Verbeek. Bunching up some punches now. Paprocki, final 10 seconds left in the fight.
Moving into elbows a couple times, that's smart. Trying to get that last little bit of damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. All three judges are in accordance. 28-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Kathryn Paprocki.